I want to talk to you about the hypnotic characteristics of toxic relationships. I'm a hypnotherapist, and as an educated hypnotherapist, we are taught how to hypnotize people. And as I connect these skills to my personal life, my past experiences from my childhood, I realized that there are 3 steps that take place to hypnotize you and to convince you that a toxic relationship is where you belong. So, here they are: big emotion, suggestion, distraction. Big emotion, suggestion, distraction. So, in a hypnotherapy session, my client comes in and they want to accomplish a goal. So, what I do is I do an induction, which creates an emotional state in them. I make suggestions that are in alignment with their goals, and then I count them up and out of that state. Distraction. Used maliciously, these steps still work. So I want you to open your eyes and look at your relationships. So, big emotion. It starts with a big emotional moment. So, someone yelling or getting very angry, an emotional apology after being hurt, an over the top kind of gesture after a fight, something that puts you in a state of a very visceral, very noticeable emotion that you're feeling. So it grabs your full attention. Like, you know exactly how you feel in that moment. As we used to say, I was born in the 80s, I grew up in the 90s. They've got your nose wide open. That's what that moment creates. It creates a wide open door to your subconscious. Step 2, suggestion or planted messages. So while emotions are still high, you make the suggestions. No one else will care about you. You're too sensitive. I only act this way because I love you. Or, you always do this. Why do you always do this to me? These are the messages. I wouldn't have said that if you hadn't made me angry. If you're not aware of your emotional state, then you're wide open for these messages to be planted into your subconscious. And then step 3, distraction. So things go back to normal. Basically, that's what it is. Things go back to normal. You're pulled up and out of that emotional state, and you get back to what seems like homeostasis. Moments of kindness, daily responsibilities, good memories, just routine sets back in, and it's like nothing ever happened. After a fight, you might take a deep breath and then forget all about everything. That's the final stage. It's an important part, because if distraction doesn't happen, then you're still open for contradictory messages. So if you are not distracted yet, then you could say to yourself, wait. This is not my fault. What are you talking about? No, you could reject those suggestions. But because you are distracted, you don't reject them and they settle in. And some people, they settle in real quickly, and for other people, there's a delayed response. And that delayed response means that some time is going to pass, and those toxic suggestions are going to start affecting your actual behavior, i.e., future relationships. Let's say that your sister is the toxic relationship, and then she tells you, you're too sensitive. I only talk to you this way because you make me. That suggestion settles in, you're distracted. A few weeks later, let's say you meet someone, a romantic relationship possibility, and then you realize you don't like something that they said, but you're not going to say anything because your sister already hypnotized you. She already convinced you that you're too sensitive. So you're not going to protect yourself. You get what I'm saying? So these 3 steps in the cycle are a loop. They run on a loop in toxic relationships. And the only way to break the cycle is with air. There's a book I'm reading right now called The Secret Language of the Body by Jennifer Mann and Cardin Rabin. Air, awareness, interrupt, redesign. So first, you have to be aware of the cycle before you can do anything. If you don't admit the cycle is happening, you cannot change it. 2, interrupt, pattern, interrupt. As soon as you notice which part of the cycle you're in, interrupt it before the distraction happens. Maybe even interrupt it while those suggestions or messages are being planted. Interrupt. And then after that, redesign. Set boundaries, build habits that support you. So if you notice this person, this toxic person, is starting to cause this emotional state in you, the one that happens right before they start planting in bad messages, set boundaries. I'm not going to argue with you. We're not going to do this. Remove yourself from the situation. You have control over whether or not you're hypnotized, and you can only be hypnotized if you allow it. That's the key to healthy hypnotherapy, is that we cannot do anything unless you allow it. And a good hypnotherapist is going to do things for your greater good. But some toxic person who's using these steps to control you, 9 times out of 10, they don't even know they're doing it. So it's like a baby with a gun. Like, you're terrified because they don't know what they're doing and they're wielding a powerful weapon. Don't let the baby have the gun. Okay? And maybe they do know they're doing it. I don't know. It just depends on the person. Awareness, interrupt, redesign. Become aware of the pattern. Interrupt the pattern. Redesign your boundaries. Set those boundaries and focus on small, safe changes that you can make for yourself. I know this cycle. I've seen it. When I was little, my mom was in these abusive type relationships, and I noticed this pattern. I didn't know what it was called. I didn't know there were labels. I had no idea one day I would be a hypnotherapist, but I remember these events in my early memories. It's true, it's real, and I've used them for my clients in hypnotherapy. And I'm telling you, pay attention to the people in your life who are regularly causing emotional states in you, planting messages in you, and then distracting you with positive feelings, with good feelings, with relaxation and routine. Pay attention and take your mind back. Take control.